tomorrow morning, it is the 10th running of this great race, the Thanksgiving 500, a race that has been run on the channel, in theory, since 2014, the first official race in 2015, and it's going to be the 10th running, the 10th annual Thanksgiving 500 here from the Coca-Cola Super Speedway tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Well, tonight, on Thanksgiving Eve, we set the starting lineup for the special event we'll run tomorrow. 2 races, 10 laps each, and the fastest race gets the inside lane, the start for tomorrow's 50-lap event. It's the Thanksgiving 500 qualifiers here in 2024. Let's set the field for tomorrow's 10th running of the Thanksgiving 500. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Coca-Cola Super Speedway here in Concord, Massachusetts. It is here already once again, and it is the 10th running of the Thanksgiving 500 tomorrow morning here on AG the channel. And for the second year in a row, we run the qualifier races, a very fun way to set the starting lineup for the Thanksgiving 500. We used to just run a group session. Well, now we get to run a race, and these races do count towards the wins list as well. So a lot at stake for these guys, including our pole sitter Nicolas Samudio, looking at his 31st career win on the channel here today. But I'm joined alongside Matt Tuck, a driver who made his first career start on the channel in this race in 2015. Wouldn't you know it, and here you are alongside me to call this one here tonight. And we'll have Andrew Miller and Caleb Rose in the booth tomorrow morning for the main event. But Matt, I got you tonight, and the night version of Coca-Cola, as you very well know, is the crazy one. These guys overshoot the corners occasionally, they scrape that outside wall, and they have to be careful not to get into each other and cause a wreck, because if they do so, odds are they'll be the slowest race, and they'll get the outside lane to start tomorrow. So what do these guys need to do to keep it clean, get up to the front, and win the pole for this Thanksgiving 500?
Well, I think if you're sitting up front and you are the 8 car of Nicolas Samudio, I mean, just hold the lead, but that's easier said than done. So I just don't find yourself in harm's way. It's kind of an interesting racetrack, because you wouldn't think on a big track like this, a track position would be like an end-all be-all, but we've definitely seen over the years it's very important. So if you have that good track position, you want to make sure you can maintain it heading into tomorrow's race.
Absolutely. And of course, track position means everything here today, because that's where you're going to start on the respective line. And of course, whichever race is the fastest, has the fastest average miles per hour, that's the one that gets to start on the inside lane, and the winner of that race wins the pole for the Thanksgiving 500. So it's nice and fun and simple here, and it's an all-out race. You want to win the race if you want to start front row for tomorrow's race. Not that that means too much, because this is an equal ratings race, one of the few equal ratings races that we even do on the channel anymore. But it makes it a lot of fun, because any one of these 42 drivers that are entered into this race can go to victory lane tomorrow and win the Thanksgiving 500. And hey, I've been saying, you know, all month long leading up to this one, I want to see someone who has a very good track record on the channel go to victory lane this year. We've seen so many of these first-timers who haven't come back. We still only have 2 returning drivers in this race who have won it before, that being Hierjel, Arvin, Alonso, who won the first one back in 2015, and of course Nicolas Samudio, who won in 2017. Samudio gets the first qualifier because he has more wins than Alonso does, so that's why you see him on the pole for this one here. And alongside him, it's a driver that has 25 career wins on the channel now. Watch out for Blaine Keyes on the all-time wins list as we move into 2025. He is on the outside pole, only his 3rd Thanksgiving 500. That'll be starting tomorrow. He's to the outside, though, to start this first qualifier race. We got Joe Rutkowski in the 31 machine, his first Thanksgiving 500 since 2019. Alongside a Thanksgiving 500 rookie of Duncan Ward in the 88. The 32 machine, my man Caleb Rose, and this is the one race we have an exception to the driver being in the commentator's booth as well, so he's going to be commentating and driving tomorrow, so we'll have to see how that goes. But of course, Caleb Rose, the right-hand man on the channel, he's starting in the 5th position alongside the 90 of Brennan Wilmington, runner-up 4 years ago in 2020. We got the 00 machine, Loudovick Charette, the Wall Cup Series champion, is in this race, though we don't have any Drew Webb this year. Again, Drew Webb has never run in this race, so maybe next year we'll finally get Drew in this event. Alongside him, number 12 machine, that car driven by Halley Anderson Jr. First time I've had her in a race that I've called. She's been doing pretty well over in the Lenovo Pro Series, and she's going to definitely have a shot at this one here tonight. 44 machine right behind her. That is Josh Williamson. Great to have my man Josh back, and he is going to be alongside Eric Monaco, a long-time Thanksgiving 500 veteran, and had a pretty big win over the weekend as well. He is going to be starting there just on the outside in the 10th position. We got the 97, that is Nathan Stapleton, who is running in his 7th Thanksgiving 500, and he got the 25 machine of John Andrews in his 6th Thanksgiving 500. 71 machine, that car driven by Felix Mare, first time for him in this race, and the number 6 machine driven by Michael Lewis, his 2nd Thanksgiving 500. With the 17 machine there, driven by Matthew Burnett, his first Thanksgiving 500. Then we got the 28 machine, driven by Bryce Eagan, also in his first Thanksgiving 500. And here we go. This is the big story of sign-up night. Josh Marzak in the big 2024. 3-time winner on the channel, 2 of those in the Daytona 500 back in the old Chick-fil-A Cup Series days. He's in the 22 machine for this Thanksgiving 500. Incredibly excited to have him running in this race alongside the 77. My good friend Andrew Miller there, who will also be in the booth tomorrow morning. He's going to be starting in the 20th position for this race. And then Rayan Durrani in the 66. Durrani's been in this race for a long time as well. This is his 6th running in this Thanksgiving 500. Of course, no one fails to qualify. Every driver will be in tomorrow's race. It simply determines the starting lineup for tomorrow's 50-lap event. Let's go ahead and get these drivers to roll off here for qualifier number 1 here from the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. And Matt, we have a lot of great drivers and great names in this field. Nicolas Samudio, Blaine Keyes, Loudovick Charette. They've been some pretty heavy hitters over there in the Truck Series as of late. Of course, 2 nights from now, we're at Chicagoland for the 15th race of the season over there. But tonight, it's all about getting the win, all about getting the pole position. So who do you think is going to win this race here in qualifier number 1?
Well, honestly, you gotta stick with the people who you always stick with, and I'm gonna take Blaine Keyes in the 24. I mean, the guy races for me. Him and Samudio, technical teammates in the Truck Series. They've been absolutely the class of the field, and I think they're going to continue to pace the field here tonight. And one of them, I think, is going to end up on the pole here in just a little bit time.
We'll have to see if this group ends up being the fastest. Also watch out for Caleb Rose, who won one of the qualifier races last year. He's looking to win back-to-back qualifier races here on the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. And it's going to be very interesting to see how this whole race ends up playing out. At the very start of this race, we will see these drivers overshoot the corner, scrape that outside wall, and fall back. And though we did not see any wrecks last year in these qualifier events when the Body Armor Pro Series was here back in March, we did see a big wreck in that event. So if you get caught up in a wreck, you have a wreck in the race, odds are you're going to be the slower race. And that means that you're going to get the outside lane. Not that it matters too much, of course. We're going to see a lot of shuffling around. But once we get into the race tomorrow, we have 2 cycles of pit stops in the Thanksgiving 500. You do want to have the track position when that first cycle begins, because if it stays green, then the pack starts splitting up, the field starts splitting up, and you need to be in that lead draft if you're going to have a shot at the race victory. So it's still a very strategic race. It is a short race. It did not used to feel like a short race back in the day, but only 50 laps here, averaging about 230 miles per hour. It goes by quick tomorrow. And these races are also going to go by quick, because we only have 10 laps in each of these qualifier events. Here we go. Pace truck, or pace cars down. I've been used to saying pace truck because of the Turkey Hill Truck Series, but it's the pace car here tonight. It's down the pit lane. It's Nicolas Samudio, the all-time winningest driver on the channel, looking to add to that list. Looking for number 31 here tonight as he leads the field to the green flag in qualifier number 1 of the 2024 Thanksgiving 500. Blaine Keyes on the outside lane, getting the jump at the start of the race. We'll see if anyone overshoots here on the first lap. You got Brennan Wilmington there and the 12 machine of Halley Anderson Jr. on the outside lane. But a clean first corner for the entire field as Nicolas Samudio looks to the inside on Blaine Keyes for the race lead here on lap 1.
Keyes and Samudio, we've heard that story all throughout most of this fall. Here comes Caleb Rose in the 32. Here comes Josh Williamson in the 44. I do not remember the last. Oh boy, here we go, here we go, here we go. There's some cars in the wall.
Rutkowski
I don't remember
and
the last.
Wilmington.
Oh boy.
And Wilmington really in the wall. And Halley Anderson Jr., welcome to the Thanksgiving 500. That's going to send her to the back of the field right there, but they're 4 wide up front is, well, Blaine Keyes led lap number 1. They're 4 wide for second with Samudio there. How about the 17 on the inside lane? Matthew Burnett has not had a good season in the Truck Series. He's on that inside lane. Got a couple more guys on the outside wall right there. 88 machine hard in the outside wall. That's Duncan Ward. And then the 000 of Loudovick Charette, they're also falling back, and a couple of these guys way off the pace now. And that more than likely means they're going to start deep in the field for tomorrow's event. But Blaine Keyes still out front on this 24. You cannot get him away from the lead. The fun thing about Blaine Keyes, though, this is only his 3rd Thanksgiving 500. His best finish in this race was 6th, all the way back in the first one in 2015. And then he took many years off before he returned last year, as that was tight between the 50 machine of Shane Lake and the 8 of Nicolas Samudio. I think we missed Shane Lake in the starting lineups there. But here he is, driver who was leading near the end of last year's race. He's up front in this one right here, running 6th right now, and I think you know a little bit about this guy.
This guy, I mean, we all remember what he used to do in that old 15-team Velocistar Camry, but here we go. It's the one of the OGs, Josh Williamson, out to the front here. I don't remember the last time that we saw him in the Truck Series last year. This is a strong showing here early on in this race with Williamson in the 44 fighting it all out here with a bunch of big names. Shane Lake, that is an unbelievable save. And then you got the 25 of John Andrews. You got right behind him in that Texaco. You got the Texaco machine. Shane Lake, I think Shane Lake's going to go for it here. He's got himself a 3 wide split. They are starting to spread out here, so it's going to make this interesting here as we close in on halfway.
And I think, too, I've seen quite a few guys hit that outside wall. That split this race up quite a bit. I mean, you got these guys all the way in the back. Brennan Wilmington, the 12 machine as well. Halley Anderson Jr. And then Loudovick Charette also got caught behind there. And then the 88 machine, Duncan Ward, really took a hard lick to that outside wall. Now you got the 25 out front, John Andrews. I think we forgot to mention Shane Lake in the 50 and then Scep Silver in the 40 machine. Scep Silver's been running in the Truck Series. Has been doing pretty well there for Parker Davis Enterprises. His first Thanksgiving 500 right there, so he missed a row. They must have started alongside each other right there. It was the 28, Bryce Eagan, hard in the outside wall right there. And here he comes, Shane Lake. As we got 6 laps to go here in qualifier number 1. This is Shane's first race as a driver this year, I do believe, on the channel. Of course, Shane Lake, 2020 Cup Series champion. We'll never forget that race at Hillside, just down the road, when he got it there on Trey Bartow at the caution flag and that JBL 400 in the 2020 Chick-fil-A Cup Series. One of the most memorable moments on the channel. Well, he's looking to add another memorable moment and get a Thanksgiving 500 win. He loves this race. He wants to be a part of it every year, and he's a part of it once again. But he's to the outside of the 17 of Matthew Burnett in his first Thanksgiving 500, looking to make things work here. Got the 44 machine on the inside lane as well. Josh Williamson and Blaine Keyes and Nathan Stapleton. How about a couple of Truck Series winners this season? Josh Williams' one career win as a driver on the channel came in the Truck Series last year. And at the stripe, Williamson, I believe, is going to barely lead at the halfway point of this first qualifier.
And I don't know, maybe the way they're slicing and dicing, maybe we need a Coca-Cola Speedway Cup race here in the near future. This is some absolute...
Actually, you want to know something? The first ever All-Star race was held here. All the way back in the day.
I vaguely remember that.
Zach Fitzwater won that.
I kid. I would never promote such insanity here. But
hey, Hillside's going to be hosting the Winter Showdown next year, so...
No, that's going to be a fun. That's going to be fun though. That'll be a proper race. But here goes the 17 of Matthew Burnett. Here comes the 25 of John Andrews, veteran on the channel here. 3 wide here for the lead. This pack is starting to spread out a lot here, and you're still, if you're in this top 8 or 9, I think a lot of these drivers, like even if you're sitting back there as Caleb Rose is, I think you still have a shot here to get on this pole position. But right now, at the front, it's Matthew Burnett, who has not had a good time in the Truck Series this year, but he's having a great time out here. Looks like he's going to have a strong car for tomorrow's Thanksgiving 500. Oh, here we go. 3 wide, potentially for the lead. It's Blaine Keyes on the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to get a big run down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4. I'm going to like where he's lining up for this corner if he can hold on to this bottom yellow line.
Not going to get to the inside of the race lead. Burnett and Andrews hold on to the top 2 position. Here comes Nathan Stapleton in the 97 machine. And Nathan Stapleton, along with John Andrews, both drivers in their 6th Thanksgiving 500. They've been in a lot of these races. course, no one in the field has been in more Thanksgiving 500s than Hierjel, Arvin, Alonso, who won the first one, and then Nicolas Samudio, who has been in 8, along with Stuart Gratton, who we'll see in the second qualifier as well, has also been in 8. Those 3 drivers have been in more Thanksgiving 500s than anyone in this year's field. But Nathan Stapleton, he knows his way around this place. He actually won the Body Armor Pro Series race back in April, and he is trying to hold on to this lead, but can't quite do it at the moment, as Blaine Keyes has a run to the inside, and hello, here comes Eric Monaco. And I'm sorry that I'm spoiling the truck race for you, Matt, but we have to give a lot of praise to Eric Monaco for what he did at Road America, winning that race ahead of Blaine Keyes. And he would love to beat Blaine Keyes again here tonight, as he's 3 wide for the race lead, coming to 2 laps to go on the inside lane.
Hey, I mean, you got to give Eric Monaco his credit. Finally, had a really great qualifying pace through most of the year, but he never was able to put the result together. But to finally get a win there at Road America, up against the big gun of Blaine Keyes, that's an awesome moment for him. Caleb Rose is back up here. The 28 of Bryce Eagan's up here. Halley Anderson, I think, that's going to be an end of the shot at the win here. Shane Lake has got a very strong car. He's been able to drive through this field a couple of times now. Here we're going to go down into 3 and 4. We're going to get the white flag this time by. Here comes Eric Monaco. Oh, boy. I think we're going to... I mean, what do I always say? It feels like this track every single year gives you a top 5 closest finish of the year moment, and I think we're going to get another one.
And of course, we have had a 2/1000ths of a second finish this season with Nicolas Samudio back at Atlanta in the Truck Series. But who knows? We could see something pull through here tonight. White flag for John Andrews in the 25. Keep an eye on the average miles per hour. We got 2:15.48. That's the number that the second race would have to beat. Of course, it's going to change here once we get back around. How about the 6 machine? Have not even mentioned Michael Lewis yet in the 6. He may be a bit too far behind. He got Scep Silver here as well. This race is between Eric Monaco and John Andrews, a couple of longtime veterans of this race. This is Monaco's 5th Thanksgiving 500. He's going to try to get to the inside of John Andrews. And I tell you what, it's been a good week to be Eric Monaco. But will he have the momentum at the line? I don't think he will. No help for Monaco on the inside. It's going to be John Andrews who wins the first qualifier here at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. So he'll start front row regardless. Monaco just didn't quite have the help, but he will start second row regardless. And it's a 2:15.645 that qualifier 2 has to beat if they are going to start on the inside lane. But another race victory for John Andrews. That is Andrews' 14th career win on the channel as a driver. Long-time veteran. He's going to have one of his drivers, Lauren Martinez, in the Body Armor Pro Series next season, who won the Elimination Series championship. John Andrews gets it done in qualifier number 1 here in the Thanksgiving 500.
That was a good clutch up there from Andrews. Kept the car clean most of the race. Had to hold off Monaco. Caleb Rose almost got himself a pole there. Had a big run there on that final lap, but that's a strong run here from Andrews. It gives you a little bit of an idea. Obviously, the nighttime races a little bit differently than what we'll see tomorrow, but it's a good showing here for the first of 2 days here at the Coca-Cola Speedway.
And that is how they'll line up on either the inside or the outside lane tomorrow as well. So, like I said, John Andrews has locked the front row start for the Thanksgiving 500 tomorrow. Great run for the 6th-year veteran of this race. Great run for Eric Monaco. I actually thought he was going to win that thing when he had the inside, but he had no momentum behind him to really get the push down the straightaway. But still a great showing for Eric Monaco. Watch out for him in the race tomorrow. Other notable finishers, Shane Lake finishing 9th. Josh Marzak, didn't really talk about Marzak in this race, but we'll probably be talking about him tomorrow. Going to be starting there in row 8. Great starting position, great run for his return. He has not raced on the channel since the 2019 Chick-fil-A Cup Series, as far as I know. It has been 5 years for him, but all 3 of his wins have come on a super speedway, and this is a super speedway right here at Coca-Cola. Nicolas Samudio there finishing 11th. Loudovick Charette, Wall Cup Series champion, finishing 17th. She's been down bad the past couple of weeks, that's for sure. We'll see if she can rebound from that starting position. And something, too, you see these guys overshoot the corner here at the night version, but we're not going to necessarily see that tomorrow because the daytime version is actually more grip on the track, and they do not slide up as much. But it's definitely a strategic race, and the pit crew is going to really come into effect with that as well. But John Andrews is going to have the first or second pit stall tomorrow, and that's going to help him in his opportunity to win a Thanksgiving 500. Well, Matt, thoughts on this one, and what are we going to see in qualifier number 2?
Well, I think you're going to see more of the same. Obviously, here nighttime conditions promote a little bit more chaos. But I think you're going to see, mostly more of the same style of racing here. It's going to be very fast, very action-packed. You're going to want to stay out of that top 2 lanes of the racetrack, and I would not want to be leading come into the white flag. There's one thing I've definitely learned over the years at Coca-Cola. The worst place I think you could be at the end of the race, coming to the white flag, is the leader.
And we'll have to see if someone can take the white flag and win the race, because most of the time, as you said, Matt, we do see a last lap pass in the main event. Of course, it doesn't matter as much for the qualifiers, but definitely a bit of a test to how the race will end up running for these guys. It's the practice session as well for these drivers on such a taunting and such a what's the word I want to use? Such an intimidating racetrack, such as this one, 3 miles in length and very high speeds and high banking. So 2:15.645. That is what qualifier number 2 has to beat if they want the inside lane. Otherwise, these guys will be starting inside lane tomorrow. So we'll see what they can do. But we know the John Deere's has an inside lane and a front row. It doesn't have an inside lane yet. He does have a front row start for tomorrow's race. Let's see who ends up joining him on that front row as we get to qualifier number 2 here from the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. And we are back here at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway here, and we're halfway through the qualifying night for the Thanksgiving 500. It's qualifier number 2, and if these guys go faster than a 2:15.645 for their average race pace, they'll get the inside lane to start tomorrow's Thanksgiving 500. Otherwise, John Andrews will win the pole for tomorrow's race. And another set of heavy hitters in this one, including the first ever winner of the Thanksgiving 500, Hierjel, Arvin, Alonso, won it all the way back in 2015, and now we're going to be running the 10th running of this event tomorrow. And Alonso could get a chance at possibly getting another one, but we'll have to see what he can do alongside Stuart Gratton there in the 21 machine. Obviously, Stuart, another longtime veteran to this race, and this is going to be his 8th Thanksgiving 500, 18 career wins on the channel. His best finish was 3rd back in 2021, 3 years ago. We'll see. I know you're all rooting for him there at Gratton Industries, Matt, for him to get a race victory tomorrow morning. Hey, even tonight as well. We got the number 18 machine. That is Aaron Abel, and this is Abel's 3rd Thanksgiving 500. See the inside there of the 1 machine driven by Anthony Hernandez. First ever start in a race that I have done. So great to have Anthony Hernandez behind the wheel in the 1 machine. This ride won it with Jordan Lopez back in 2016. We got the number 11 machine. That is Bradyn Perez, starting at the inside of the 26 machine, driven by Matthew Hubert. The 20 machine this year, driven by Ace Garcia in his 6th Thanksgiving 500. Great to have Ace back in this race. Alongside the 02 machine, that is Avery Alford, who finished 7th last year in this Thanksgiving 500. Maricia Vebbelst, that is a development driver to Echo Evans Ross. Her first career start on one of my races. She's made some starts in the Pro Series, Lenovo Pro Series to be exact, starting there in the 99 machine. And alongside the 93, driven by Lenard Kocsmar, his first Thanksgiving 500. He's been doing very good over there in the Turkey Hill Truck Series in the 93, so fitting that he's got the same number over here. Bradley Ream, of course, he ran in the Hers Elimination Series this past season, so it's not his first start since 2020, but he did run this race back in 2019, and he finished 33rd, so he's looking for something better than that. Alongside the 42 machine there is the 14, that car this year driven by Daisy Johnson. And Matt, I'm sure you're really looking forward to seeing your driver there, who was runner-up last year in this Thanksgiving 500 to Brett Hill. Brett Hill's not in this race this year, so Daisy's got a good shot this year at getting the Thanksgiving 500 win. If I do say so myself. We got the number 10 machine there. That is Travis Crampton. This is only Crampton's 3rd Thanksgiving 500, but great to have the Wawa Cup Series veteran in this race. 43 machine, an iconic ride and an iconic driver. Angel Gutierrez got the Indy 250 win back in 2023, looking to get another Crown Jewel event win tomorrow. Number 7 machine, that is Rogal Dorn, looking to the inside of the 94 machine. That car driven by Eli Bright. Great to have Eli Bright back in this race. This is Eli Bright's first Thanksgiving 500 since 2019. He ran this race in 2016 and 2019, and now this year in 2024. So how about that for Eli Bright? And number 2 machine there, that car driven by Dylan Matthews, who got a win last week in New Smyrna in the Lenovo Pro Series, so congratulations to her on that one. A solid win there in the Pro Series race in New Smyrna. Got the 01 machine alongside her right there. 01 driven by Roberto Crown Jr. Only their second running of this Thanksgiving 500, but still going for the first career win on the channel. Definitely hoping that they can pull one off at some point. Number 9 machine is driven by Bibi Ruiz. Got his first career win a couple weeks ago at the Pocono Raceway in the Lenovo Pro Series alongside the 75 machine. They are driven by Matt Black. Matt Black still going for his first career win on the channel. He's come close a lot of times in the Sprint Series. And you got the number 60, that is Ryan Trevino. The only driver in this race officially making their first career start, though, a development driver there to Alex Savantali and his whole lineup of drivers right there. He's got Emily DeBenedetti in the Truck Series and Ryan Trevino here in this Thanksgiving 500. Let's go and get these drivers to roll off here for qualifier number 2. And all right, Matt, you picked Blaine Keyes in the first one. Not a bad pick at all. Are you picking Stuart for this one, or are you picking Daisy Johnson? I mean, how are you going to go with this one? You got a lot of strong drivers in this field for the second qualifier.
Well, I mean, whoever I pick, I'll get paid for any coin to pick them. So that's all it really counts here. But John Andrews won from 12th position on the grid. That means the 14 Daisy Johnson is going to win from 12th on the grid.
Have to see if that ends up happening for Daisy Johnson, still going for her first career win on the channel, though she has not made too many starts. Her only starts are really in this race. She was runner-up last year, one step higher to get it done this season. If she can pull it off, we'll have to see if that ends up being the case. All right, we got ourselves Hierjel, Arvin, Alonso, and Stuart Gratton on the front row. They go way back in this race and just an NR in general. They share the front row here, but these guys have to work together a little bit if they want the inside lane and the pole position. They got to beat that 215, 645 they set in the first race, so that means they cannot wreck. If there's a wreck in this race, that does it. John Andrews wins the pole for tomorrow's Thanksgiving 500. Otherwise, these guys might have a shot, and we'll have to see if that ends up being the case. It's the same identical weather conditions in this race as it was in the first one, so equal opportunity, just like we do in the Fast 6 shootouts that we have in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. We always make sure that in those qualifying sessions, it is a level playing ground, and it's all up to the driver and the car. But this is an equal ratings race, so anyone can win it, anything can happen, and it's going to be a fun one tomorrow. It's going to be a fun one here for the second qualifier as well. Watch out there for the driver starting second row as well. Aaron Abel, definitely a quiet driver. Abel has not had the best success on the channel. He's got one IndyCar win in his past, looking for a second career win here tonight. Also got the 11 machine in the inside lane. Always watch out for these drivers on the inside. Bradyn Perez, who almost got a win last Friday at the Bend Down Under, but didn't quite get it done in that one. He's a great driver, looking to get what I do believe would be his first win of the year. No, second win of the year on the channel, because you know what? He won a Lenovo Pro Series race earlier this year at Charlotte. This ain't no Charlotte, this is Coca-Cola Super Speedway, and it's the second qualifier for the 2024 Thanksgiving 500 with Alonso leading him down to the green flag. Good jump for Alonso. So the inside lane got the jump that time, and Stuart Gratton going to file right in the second right there. And they're keeping it clean, and they're going to actually hit the wall right there. 43 machine in the outside wall. Angel Gutierrez is going to tap it right there, and Avery Alford as well in the 0-2. We didn't see anyone hit the outside wall in the first corner in the first qualifier, but we did see it right there. Got the 11 machine there. And how about Bradyn Perez, Stuart Gratton, Hierjel, Arvin, Alonso. The top three right now. You got the 20 machine, and in the wall is the 1. Anthony Hernandez, welcome to the Thanksgiving 500. Some of our newer drivers have not fared well at the beginning of these qualifier events. Halley Anderson Jr. had the same issue right there, and they were scrambling all over the place back in there. I think the 99, Maricia Vebbelst, hit the outside wall right there, and she's falling back right there as Alonso leads lap 1 here in qualifier number 2.
What a chaotic opening of the lap there for some of the rookies to the channel. Not having the best of times taming this track. And this is such a hard track to master for your first start on the channel. This racetrack is absolutely chaos. The speeds, the stakes of what is on the line here. And we somehow find ourselves here with a couple of veterans up here at the front of this field. It's Alonso. It's Gratton in the 21. It's Bradyn Perez in the 11. 3 veterans here on the channel going at it here for the lead. Perez is going to ride that bottom lane. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Somebody slide in the back. There goes the 18, the Abel with a big old save.
18
boy,
and 43 got into each other there, it seems like. That's Aaron Abel. And Angel Gutierrez back in there, and you got the 10 machine there. Travis Crampton, who overshot the wall, fell back right there. And Alonso has been passed by Stuart Gratton, who is now going to get passed by Rogal Dorn in the 7. And here she is. Here she is, Daisy Johnson. She makes one start a year. It's this race. She was second last year. She wants to win it this year. To the inside there of Rogal Dorn for the race lead. Also got the 2 machine there of Dylan Matthews, who is a very strong driver. She's had a lot of successes here. 4 wins on the year on the channel for Dylan Matthews. Not as much as Blaine Keyes. As Gratton really slammed the wall right there, and he is going to fall back with that one. He just drove it into it. Almost took the 11 machine of Bradyn Perez out in the process, and they're scrambling up here. The 7 got in the outside wall. Rogal Dorn shuffled those guys around. And these guys are not going to get that better average at this rate because they keep hitting the outside wall that hits the average for the whole race. And Daisy Johnson holds on the lead. It's Ryan Trevino from last place to first place in only 4 laps here at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Got the 0-1 a little wide right there. Roberto Crown Jr. in the top 10 for now. And you also got the 20 machine Ace Garcia up here inside the top 5 now here on lap 4.
Well, this is going to make the way the rest of this heat plays out a lot more different than the first heat, because the first heat, we saw them stay together as a pack for most of the pack, I would say. 10 to 15 cars were really all on top of each other throughout the entirety of the race. This race, we've already seen, I mean, the top 4 are breaking away here, but you can already see just on coming to lap number 5, this pack is starting to get a little more broken away. Some of the heavy hitters have already fallen back to the back of the field. Johnson with a huge block there on Ace Garcia, and look at Ace Garcia, didn't have the best Cup season run this year, but he's looking to possibly steal it, play the upset card here in the Thanksgiving 500, and Lenard Kocsmar, who's probably got... Oh my goodness!
No, there's your wreck! Around goes the 42 of Bradley Ream. He got taken out by the 02 of Avery Alford, and the 42 machine there was caught up as well. I should say the 11 machine of Bradyn Perez was also caught up. I don't think it triggered the yellow. They stayed on the apron, and no yellow flag. That's a huge break for the drivers going for the win, trying to get that average, but that's going to hurt them even more right there. But the shame for Bradley Ream, Bradyn Perez, and Avery Alford. They're probably going to start in the back of the field for tomorrow's race because of that. They all continue going right there, but they just got a little too squirrely there, and they've been a lot squirrelier in this one than they were in the first qualifier. That is for sure. As Ace Garcia to the inside of Matthew Hubert for the race lead. We're halfway through qualifier number 2.
Yeah, Ace Garcia here at the front of this, coming to the front of this field here. This has been a good run for him so far. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I actually said I'm mistaken to the 75. That's Matt Black. Ryan Trevino was in the 60. I know they started in the back of the field.
First start?
Yeah, first start for Ryan Trevino on the channel. Of course, like I said, one of the development drivers at Alex Savantali, so associated there with Emily DeBenedetti. And Ryan Trevino going to lead with 4 laps to go. Here comes the 9 machine looking to the inside as well. Bibi Ruiz, who is a recent winner on the channel in a Lenovo Pro Series. Got a lot of Lenovo Pro Series stars in this. Halley Anderson Jr. is going to be in the race. Of course, we saw her in the first heat. Got Matt Black. We got ourselves Bibi Ruiz in this one as well. And we also have Anthony Hernandez, who's made a couple of starts over there in the Lenovo Pro Series 2. So definitely great to see a lot of these guys. Felix Mare as well has made his first starts over there in the Pro Series. So definitely cool to see those guys who have been making their first career starts as of late run in this race with some of these veterans like Hierjel, Arvin, Alonso still in the mix here. Looking 3 wide. Actually may lead this lap the way this one's going right here. Shuffling the 9 of Bibi Ruiz in the middle. And more contact as Ace Garcia got wide. Lenard Kocsmar in the middle of all that right there. Dylan Matthews still in the middle of this. Matthew Hubert as well still in lead draft. And Bit of a gap in to Rogal Dorn, and then you got the 18 machine back in there as well of Aaron Abel. Don't think these guys are going to have a chance. They are currently faster, though. 2:15.698. They are barely faster, but the fact that these guys are in a smaller pack, they may actually be able to slipstream a lot better, and they might be able to get that first qualifier, and whoever wins this may end up starting on the pole tomorrow. But 2.5 laps to go here in the second qualifier, and the number 9 of Bibi Ruiz pulling away from the field.
The number 9 of Bibi Ruiz is pulling away from the field, though, but if there's anything we have learned over the years here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway, that may not be the place to be making this move here, pulling that far ahead of the field here. Coming to 2 laps to go, you still have a bunch of heavy hitters lined up. Alonso's back up here, Huber's up here. You got the number 2 machine of Dylan Matthews, who's showing some big-time speed, and Ryan Trevino, who's hanging out here in his first ever start on the channel, looking to play an upset steal and get this would be a victory, adding to the win column. So, I mean, first start, you have a victory out the gate. I mean, don't quite count out Ace Garcia and Daisy Johnson just yet. I don't know. I don't remember where Caleb Rose came from on that last lap, to be quite honest. So, Caleb Rose showed you can make a big run out of nothing here in the final lap at Coca-Cola Superspeedway, but 5 cars breakaway here at the moment. Warm up the photo finish cameras, folks, because it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. They're going to be right up. They're going to be drag racing nearly again coming to the finish line.
Well, how about this 9 machine of Bibi Ruiz holding on to the race lead for now? You got the 60 machine there, Ryan Trevino right behind him. Alonso's in a great position, though. 3rd position right now, and Trevino goes for the race lead here on the last lap. And they have still averaged better, so we got a 2:15.971 compared to the 2:15.645. It's kind of ironic that we had a wreck in this race and we're still running a better average. Here we go. Here's Arvin Alonso. Won the first Thanksgiving 500 back in 2015 in the number 5. He's going to take it 3 wide to the inside. And does he have the momentum on Bibi Ruiz? Yes, he does. Ruiz shuffles out of line right there, and this time Alonso has help behind him, unlike Monaco in the first qualifier. They're going to be side by side across the line. Bibi Ruiz and Hierjel and Alonso. Alonso's not going to have enough. Bibi Ruiz, 2nd career win on the channel, gets it done here in the second qualifier, and Bibi Ruiz has won the pole for the 2024 Thanksgiving 500. They got a 2:16.111. That beats the 2:15.645 set in the first qualifier. So Bibi Ruiz will start inside. Outside will be John Andrews. And Alonso will start 3rd tomorrow in the 10th running of this Thanksgiving 500. How about that for Bibi Ruiz? Led the last 3 laps of that race. Don't see that too often in a super speedway like this, but Ruiz got it done in that 9 machine.
No, that was... I genuinely thought that when Bibi pulled that big gap there, that was going to be the end of it. And to be fair, it almost was. Alonso absolutely threw everything on the line to try and catch up there on the final lap. But got to tip your hat. The hell of a run there by Bibi Ruiz. That's going to award Bibi Ruiz with the pole position here in one of the bigger races of the year on the channel.
It will. I didn't do that right, but, at least I got my mic on this whole time. Bibi Ruiz actually was a wider margin at the line than it was in the first one. Head of Hierjel and Alonso, you got Dylan Matthews, Ryan Trevino, Matthew Hubert, Daisy Johnson, Ace Garcia there. Some notable finishers in this one. Stuart Gratton all the way down in 17th. Not necessarily where he wanted to be, but he slammed that outside wall. And, of course, Bradley Ream, Bradyn Perez, Avery Alford got caught up in that wreck. They all finished the race, but... they're going to start deep in the field for tomorrow's event. But the good thing, and as I mentioned at the end of the first qualifier, the day version runs a lot differently than the night version does here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. So we'll see these guys be able to kind of keep it clean in the main event tomorrow. We've never seen a caution-free Thanksgiving 500, but we've come close before. These guys generally run a pretty clean race. Only had 1 caution last year on this one, so we'll have to see how it ends up shaking out tomorrow. But yeah, Bibi Ruiz starting on the pole alongside John Andrews. We'll take a look here at the rest of the starting lineup, as you'll see that there on the side of your screen. And while we get to that there, you see that. What are your thoughts for tomorrow? How do you think this one's going to play out? You got Bibi Ruiz starting on the pole, but after what you saw tonight, do you think you have a favor for maybe winning tomorrow in the Thanksgiving 500?
It's always hard to make a pick of this racetrack because it can be quite chaotic. But we did see guys like Keyes, Alonso, Rose. I mean, Dylan Matthews, while not a channel veteran, still has a lot of experience. Hubert's obviously got all the Cups experience this year. So I think we're gonna, I think you were saying something about, maybe it's this the year we finally get a big name stake on the channel win again in this race. That would be my pick, is that I think we're gonna see one of these big name drivers is going to find their way back to victory lane this year.
So you're saying Daisy Johnson's getting the win tomorrow.
Which does mean, though, that at the end of the day, Daisy Johnson's going to get the win for Gratton coin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, this is the other side to it. Whoever wins tomorrow is going to be awarded a spot in the Body Armor Pro Series as a driver, which is kind of the replacement for the Champion Superstar Series. We've got all the champions of the series in the big races, and then the champions of the owners as well, owning teams. So Gratton Autosport's going to be in that because they won the Wall Cup Series. You're going to see Trackhouse Racing in there as well. And I forget who the other team was who is currently in it. Who won the other one? Durrani Racing to be in that because they won the IndyCar Series owners title. And actually, they actually won the IndyCar title with Thomas Troxel as well, who's also going to be in that. So we're looking forward to that. Of course, this is one of the racetracks in the Body Armor Pro Series, so we always love it here at Coca-Cola. But that's also what's at stake, is a slot in that series. And we're excited to see how that series plays out next year. We got that kind of coinciding with the light series. It's going to be driver ratings only, so no owner ratings, so you all have a lot more say in it, how well you do, so you don't have to be on a good team, you just have to be a good driver, and it's going to be fun to see how the 23 race season goes next year in the Body Armor Pro Series. All right, here's how they line up for the Thanksgiving 500 tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on AG the channel. Bibi Ruiz and John Anders in row 1, Hierjel, Arvin, Alonso, and Eric Monaco in row 2. Dylan Matthews and Caleb Rose in row 3, Ryan Trevino and Michael Lewis in row 4, Matthew Hubert and Scep Silver in row 5, Daisy Johnson and Josh Williamson in row 6, Ace Garcia and Nathan Stapleton in row 7, Lenard Kocsmar and Josh Marzak in row 8, Roberto Crown Jr. and Shane Lake in row 9, Maricia Vebbelst and Matthew Burnett in row 10, Eli Bright and Nicolas Samudio in row 11, Travis Crampton and Rayan Durrani in row 12, Rogal Dorn and Joe Rutkowski in row 13, Matt Black and Andrew Miller in row 14, Angel Gutierrez and Bryce Eagan in row 15, Aaron Abel and Blaine Keyes in row 16, Stuart Gratton and Loudovick Charette, and they go together there in row 17, Anthony Hernandez and Brennan Wilmington in row 18, Bradley Ream and Halley Anderson Jr. in row 19, Bradyn Perez and Felix Mare in row 20, Avery Alford and Duncan Ward in row 21. But any of those 42 drivers can go to victory lane tomorrow and win the Thanksgiving 500. It's going to be a great race. It's the 10th running of the Thanksgiving 500. And Matt, I got to thank you. You've been a part of this race since the beginning. So many of you guys have been, like Alonso and Samudio and Gratton, and the fact that we've been doing this now for 10 years, and some of you guys are still around, is incredible, and cannot wait for tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for the Thanksgiving 500. You guys are going to have a blast with it, and we're going to have a blast calling it tomorrow as well. But thank you so much for watching, and final thoughts on this one, Matt, and what are you looking forward to in tomorrow's race?
I mean, it'll definitely be fun. Obviously, got a whole group of Gratton Industries affiliate drivers looking to hopefully keep the winning a lot going here. But it's gonna be fun. I mean, this is always it's a different vibe from the other big races we see on the channel. But everybody's in the hunt for this race, so it's gonna be very competitive, fast paced, and it should be a lot of fun to see who comes out on top at the end of the day.
It will be, and we thank you all for watching as always. And like I said, it's always a celebration of the NR community and what we've built over the years, and the fact that we've been doing this for 10 years now is incredible. And just can't thank you guys enough. This is for you guys. This is a race for all you guys to enjoy on Thanksgiving morning. And we've made it a Thanksgiving tradition. We have made that. Hopefully it is a Thanksgiving tradition in your household to watch the Thanksgiving 500 at 10 a.m. each Thanksgiving morning. We've been doing it for a long time. Well, hey, Bibi Ruiz will be leading us to the green flag tomorrow alongside John Neers. It's going to be a lot of fun. 10 a.m. Eastern Time right here on AG the channel. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the Thanksgiving 500, the 10th annual Thanksgiving 500 here from the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. On behalf of Matt Tuck, thank you so much for joining me, Matt. As always, congratulations to Bibi Ruiz and John Anders for their wins here tonight. And congratulations to Bibi Ruiz on his pole position here at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. I will see you guys later.